even had my coffee. Be in your feelings and be careful.
Good morning.
When you play the game, man, you better know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy.
Good morning.
Early in the morning, time to get it in. Time to show and prove, show you what I've been doing. They say the fools rush.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm trying to get to know you while you thinking that I'm asking. I like to get it popping, cause my sound is supersonic.
I done came so far and it's early.
In the morning, I just woke up out my sleep.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
It's just another day in the Golden State. Ain't no tossing and turning all the time for a song.
I know the best way to make it is to cut the drama.
And give it my all and follow through on what I promise. And even if I fail,
At least I was
I
honest.
can only do what's in my power to do. And what good is this power if I use it like a fool?
If I wanna make it to the top, I gotta study clues.
Or I can sit back and just watch the news.
Hey.
Don't try to photocopy, you can never top me.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
You
Welcome.
can never stop me.
Happy
Don't try to
Thursday.
photocopy, you can never top me. I was born to be your winner, you can never stop me. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flashing.
And when you play the game, man, you better know your options.
Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy.
It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Photocopy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. I just put my watch on, you know what time it is. I'm chasing my purpose in this music business. Let's get it in, I'm so focused.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, TJ. Hey.
One thing's for certain, I'm motivated to be in the kitchen. I gotta listen if I wanna make a difference. Cause what I'm doing can't be lost in an instant. Now I'm making a living, so why the hell are they tripping? Is it because I'm the one
That they see in their visions, I got a million different ways I can hit with precision. I know I'm gifted because the way that I speak. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show.
I stayed in my lane.
We are back in business.
Photocopy, you can never top me. I was born to be a winner, you can never stop me. Don't try to photocopy, you can never top me.
Good morning, ladies and
You can never
gentlemen.
stop me. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flashing. And when you play the game, man, you better know your options.
We are back, ladies. Oh, Mr. Rational Debater. Okay, work bros. Good morning. Yes.
Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when
Try to
you
get this
flashing.
thing warmed up, ladies and
Better
gentlemen.
know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here
Let's
being
go.
saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. Break it down now.
Harris all the way. Yes, work bros. Good morning, too. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Yes, we are back in business. Hope you all had a great time. Let's go.
Don't be a photocopy, be yourself. Don't be a photocopy, be yourself.
Don't be a photocopy, be yourself, ladies and gentlemen.
It's me, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Don't be a photocopy.
Alrighty
be
then.
yourself. Don't be a photocopy, be yourself.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know how it is. Don't be a photocopy, be yourself.
Oh, thank you for the follow, Tara. Good morning. How you all been doing? Old dog.
You can tell, lightning does strike twice.
He does strike twice, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. I am back. All right. I know. You know, don't worry. Sometimes you got to take a break from this app and get out here and see the beautiful country. All right. For those of you who don't know, yes, I was not doing lives. I was still posting video. I still was, doing what I can to try to keep up with what's been going on. But for the most part, I had to take a trip to our lovely United States Capitol. And I must say, Washington, D.C. is just as beautiful as it was the last time I went there, if not more beautiful. You know what made it more beautiful was the fact that Donald Trump and those MAGA Republicans, they weren't there. I didn't see one Trump hat in Washington, D.C., right? They knew Zeus was coming, right? I know. All right, so let's try to get this show started and go through what we got to go through, and then we'll open up the boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth. Where are my manners? For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I'm honest. There's nobody more honest than me on social media. You might as well pretend like my hands are resting on a stack of Bibles, all right? I have no reason to get out here and lie to you folks, especially to MAGA. I don't lie to MAGA. I want MAGA to understand the end is here, and it is very near, all right? And it's coming for you quicker than you can blink, all right? The second H is because I'm humble. There's nobody more humble than me. Listen, if I get it wrong, I'll be the first to apologize, right? But here's the deal. I haven't been wrong lately, and if I were, I would apologize, all right? It just turns out that's just how the cookie crumbles, right? Right? All right, I love you too, RN voting, all right? And the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because you guessed it, I am and will always remain the most handsome. Good morning, Andy. I see you. All right. Now, many of you are familiar with what we do over here on this side of TikTok. All right. What we do is very, very special. We hold our friends on the right, especially their cult leader, Donald J. Trump, accountable for every single one of their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds. All right. As well as crimes. And isn't it safe to say, ladies and gentlemen, that these folks on the right, they seem to have hit the jackpot when it comes to committing crime? Southern Delight. Good morning, right? And so, it's business as usual. It's not like the crimes have stopped, right? It's not like their dirty, disgusting deeds have stopped since I've gone live, right? It seems like they've ratcheted up, and they're getting more desperate than ever. I mean, these folks are losing so bad. I don't even think what is MAGA crying about now? Does anyone know what these Trump supporters are crying about now? It seems like ever since Biden, got out of the way and Vice President Harris has stepped up. Tim Walz, they're basically dominating the headlines. They're dominating fundraising efforts. I mean, the T word. Does anyone have a problem? I mean, personally, I said, you know what? If it was me and I had to do what Tim Walz did, they would say Zeus with tampons. That's not really a bad thing. You know what's a bad thing is, when you got these grown men out here doing nasty things to their couches. You ever seen these? Not Tim, but JD. Whoo, what that man has done to his sofa is, to me, it really should be a crime. I mean, does anyone believe couches should have rights? Does anyone think couches should have rights? After the couch thing, I said, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you, Trump supporters. There's really nothing you can dig up on Tim Walz or Vice President Harris. There's really nothing you can try to dig up on these two to try to change my opinion about them. Do you get that, MAGA? So stop digging, all right? Because everything you try to accuse them of, I got something a lot worse. And I do mean a lot worse when it comes to Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans, right? His couch needs Febreze, all right? And so, listen up. If you're a Trump supporter and you're allergic to the truth, like my good friend Brother Swervin likes to say, you're lactose intolerant, you might want to leave this live because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable for you. It is. I'm going to make it uncomfortable because I don't allow Trump supporters to be victims around me. Not at all. The stakes are just way too high, all right? So leave right now before I ruin your breakfast. I promise you I will. All right? You don't think I will? Fine. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, If you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Right. Oh, wait a second. We have a MAGA demon in here. Oh, wait a minute. Come on up here. You say you want to do something to Zeus's broadcast? Are you typing that word, that nasty little R word in my broadcast? Come on up here. Liberals are, you know what? I just sent you an invite. You got 3 seconds to get. Yeah, I just got back, bro. What's going on? What got you?
You are reported.
What got you so upset? I just got back. I haven't even been on about 10 minutes. What got you so upset? I haven't even went into my content.
Yes, you are reported.
What got you so upset?
Yes, you are reported.
Oh, so you don't have really anything to offer. I was going to give you a chance before I sent you straight to hell. You don't got anything to say? Okay, you don't got anything to say before I send you straight to hell?
Nah, I'm just sitting here reporting you. Hope you enjoy being banned, buddy.
Okay. Well, here's the thing, all right? Well, I got something for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I just sent that MAGA demon straight to the pits of hell. Let's give him a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give that MAGA demon who got into my box before I even got the show started already angry. Oh, these folks are losing. This is how you know they're losing, ladies and gentlemen. What are you upset about today? I haven't said a thing. I'm just going to go ahead and report you. Let's send that MAGA demon straight to the pits of hell. Let's go. Jesus Christ. Let me warm up a little bit.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
You gotta let the thunder crackle. That's when the thunder crackle. That means I got you. Any other Trump supporters feeling like that last MAGA demon? Put a 1 in the chat if you feel just like that MAGA demon. I don't mind taking care of some real important things before I get started with my content. Anybody else feeling a little froggish this morning? You know, any Trump supporters out there? Good morning, Ange. Any Trump supporters out there that are triggered by the name Zeus? Or you're triggered by Vice President Harris? I missed you too, Jess. All right, because listen, ladies and gentlemen, quiet as it is kept, a lot of you Trump supporters, you don't know any better. I've studied every single Trump supporter on this app, every single one of them, from the highest ranking MAGA demon, you know, they call them the strong MAGA, the ultimate MAGA, all the way down to the ones that try to pretend like they're innocently following Donald J. Trump into the United States Capitol and committing treason. And then one thing I've noticed about every single MAGA demon is they lack the ability to actually think critically. They're not independent thinkers. They are simply vassals of transgression for Donald Trump. And they know Donald Trump doesn't give a darn about them. You do know that, right, you Trump supporters? You do know that Donald Trump doesn't give a darn about you, right? And I knew one of you were going to say, well, Donald Trump does care about me. So I said, you know what? What a great way to start the show off, right? Many of you saw this. I posted a video about it yesterday on Fox News. A deranged MAGA demon yesterday got on Fox News. And this guy, he was really in tears. Donald Trump, what are you going to do to help me with my rent? First of all, when you get Trump supporters asking for help with their rent, how many of you Trump supporters out there believe Donald Trump should help you, or the government should help you with your rent? Any Trump supporters out there believe the government should help you with your rent, help bring down the cost of those groceries? Anybody out there? I'm seriously looking, because you sound like a Democrat to Zeus. Everything this Trump supporter was asking for, I say, well, if you want a Democrat, vote for Kamala Harris. What are you doing? Listen to how this Trump supporter got on Fox News. Look at him. Look at the way he's dressed. Disgusting. And asked Donald Trump for help. He asked this billionaire, he asked the billionaire for help. You know, and Donald Trump did exactly what any other billionaire that doesn't give a darn about the people that give him money do. This is what he did. Listen to this conversation with himself and Donald Trump. Listen to this.
He was talking about he has his daughter, his grandchildren now living with him, and he says, you're concerned about the economy. What is your question for the former president?
So, Mr. President, I appreciate you giving our time here. One of the big concerns is, what are you going to do about bringing down the rent and things like that in the economy? Because out of 8 children that I'm a father and a stepfather to.
Stop right there. Stop right there. Mr. Trump, I got 8 children. Oh, you've been stroking, haven't you? You've been doing a lot of extra things in your spare time. All right, you got enough time to have 8 kids, sir? Dressed up for Donald Trump? And you're going to ask him to help you with those 8 kids? Oh, I knew this was bad when it got started. I watched this, ladies and gentlemen, live. And when this got started, I said, this right here, Donald Trump, if he doesn't get this right, the election's over. Kamala's going to win. Watch how Donald Trump messed up his chances to win.
5 of them are struggling, and I'm giving them part of my income on a regular basis. How are you going to make the economy, not just the the food and electricity, but bring down the rent prices, the housing prices, so that these kids can survive without their parents' help?
Okay. So you want Donald Trump? Did I hear that correctly? To bring down the housing prices and the rent prices, all right, so that the kids he's having, I mean, and he seems like he hit the jackpot because he has 8 of them to take care of, right? Can have a future. Donald Trump, what are you going to do, Donald Trump? Listen to this.
Mr. President.
You're right. I hear it very well, and I tell you, first of all, I love the people that you're with. I know that I must have at least 99, perhaps 100% of all of them, and I think they're incredible. We are going to drill, baby, drill. We're going to bring down the cost of energy. Energy is what caused the worst inflation, I think, in the history of our country. Food prices are up 50%, sometimes more. You look at bacon. Bacon is quadrupled. You can't order bacon. You can't order anything. We're living horribly. We have the worst inflation we probably ever had.
Has anyone see? This is why Fox News, please come hire Zeus. And don't hire me because I don't want to be on your payroll. Just contract out to Zeus. When Donald Trump has these interviews with his supporters, you need someone like Zeus to say, hey, get back on topic because you're not answering the question. I know you're 78 years old, frontal dementia. You lean forward when you talk. And you're used to just saying the same thing, but sir, you're not answering the question. This man right here has 8 kids and he needs help. All right. So tell him, sir, get back on track. Tell him again how much money you're going to send him. Tell him what you're going to do to bring the rent down, Donald Trump. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Donald Trump a little more time to tell us how he's going to bring the rent down so that his supporters can get a little bit of relief. Let's see if he does it.
Our country, and it started because of energy. We're going to drill, baby, drill, and then we're going to have China and all of these countries that were treating us good when I was there toward that. I mean, it took me a long time to get them to behave properly. All of these countries are going to, again, stop. Like 4 years ago, I could ask you were in great shape. You had low energy costs, you had low food costs, everything was good. You could buy a house, you had low interest rates, 2% interest rates, you had gasoline at $1.87. Now it's $5, and by the way, going up very substantially. But you had gasoline at $1.87 a gallon. Nobody talks about that anymore. Nobody even can believe it's going to happen. Wow. It's going to happen again. Wow. We've got to get the energy prices down, and everything else is going to be tumbling down with it, the prices, because what Biden has done to the economy is so horrible, and what he's done to inflation in our country is just very destructive.
Wow. A non-answer. Just like the non-answer he gave when they told him that Ashley Babbitt had lost her life at the United States Capitol. When are you Trump supporters going to understand? This man, Donald Trump, doesn't care about you. You know who does, though, MAGA? Put a 1 in the chat, MAGA. Is there any Trump supporters in the chat? Please put a 1 in the chat. If you're MAGA, put a 1 in the chat because I got something for you about that rent. Any of you Trump supporters feel like that guy that needs a little relief with the rent? Any Trump supporters out there? I'm looking in the chat. Normally you have a bunch of these haters, these MAGA demons in my live, saying, Zeus, I'm here. Any Trump supporters out there that identify like this gentleman right here? Okay, golden era. Okay, I gotcha. All right, golden era. All right. Okay, let me invite you up, Pool Hustle. Come on up here real quick. I gotta ask you a serious question. All right, you're more than welcome to continue to listen to this broadcast. All right, but I do have some questions about that little rent remark that this gentleman made, and I wanted to get your take on it. Any Trump supporters believe that the rent is too high and they would like Donald Trump to do something about it? Put a 1 in the chat, please. Because Zeus doesn't have all morning, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, this is my first show back, and I don't got all day to play around with you MAGA demons. Oh, okay, here we go. Right here. Okay, golden era. All right, golden era. Let's go. Golden era. Midnight Ghost. Oh, Midnight Ghost. Zeus is a liar. Okay, come on up here, Midnight Ghost. Come on up here. One of you MAGA demons, get in the box. You know what they do? They're rejecting me every time I invite them up here. All I have is a couple of questions, MAGA. Seriously. All right. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, since these Trump supporters, they're too afraid to get in the box. It's called capitalism. That's socialism. Okay, Shaft. Or maybe it's you, Shaft. Look at this. I mean, my mods are doing an excellent job trying to get these MAGA demons to get in the box. Well, here's the thing. President Biden calls on corporate landlords to cap rent increases at 5% and takes action to make more public land available for housing. Oh, President Biden is taking action to make renting more affordable for millions of Americans today. Wow. Today, President Biden is announcing new actions to lower housing costs, including one, calling on Congress to pass legislation giving corporate landlords a choice to either cap rent increases on existing units at 5% or risk losing valuable federal tax breaks. Two, repurposing public land sustainability to enable as many as 15,000 additional affordable housing units to be built in Nevada. Rehabilitating distressed housing, building more affordable housing, and revitalizing neighborhoods, including in Las Vegas. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, President Biden, actually, it's the Biden-Harris administration. Okay, they are calling on Congress to make the American dream a reality for more families by passing the Biden-Harris housing plan, which would build 2 million homes and provide $10,000 in mortgage relief to unlock home ownership for millions of Americans. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, come on up here, Bonnie. Come on up here, Bonnie. So, what we just learned is that this Trump supporter asking Donald Trump for help with the rent, he found out the hard way. Bonnie, I invited you up here, but you're too scared to get in the box. All right, and I don't want to have to implement this rule. But if these Trump supporters are going to be chatting in my chat, if you Trump supporters are going to be making silly, ridiculous statements in my chat while I'm telling the truth, the least you could do is get in the box and explain what you're talking about when I invite you up, all right? Because the box is closed for everyone else. But when I invite you up, you should come up. Failure to do so means you reject my invitation. I'm going to ask my moderators to put you in a straitjacket. That means mute you, and in some cases, probably for the entire live. We start off with 5 minutes, but in some cases, we might just go ahead and mute you the entire live so that you can't distract other people who are trying to learn the truth. All right? So I've warned you, Trump supporters. I don't want to have to go that way, but if you don't accept my invitation, when I ask you to come up here and back up what you're saying, I'm going to tell my moderators to put a straitjacket on you. And like I said at the top of the broadcast,
if you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country,
yep.
If you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
Okay, somebody said they'll get in the box. All right, now let's come on up here. Let's see if this works. All right, because I don't got time to repeat and argue with the same people about the same talking points. All right. Greetings. Yeah. Otherwise, I'll tell the moderators, put them in a straitjacket, mute them the entire live so that they'll be forced to listen to everything I say without any distractions. Oh my gosh. I invited him up here, ladies and gentlemen. And what is it?
Hello, how's it going?
Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
All right.
Hello.
So you identify with what this man is saying. You would like Donald Trump to do something about the rent prices, correct?
Well, see, it's not just the rent prices; it's everything. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah, but the question was about rent. This man has 8 kids.
You're not letting me talk.
I am letting you talk, but you're not talking about what I'm talking about. I don't want you to get up here and I don't want you to get up here and start repeating all of Donald Trump's campaign rhetoric. I'm asking of
his campaign rhetoric.
Okay, let's try this again. Do you relate or identify with what this man is saying? Do you want Donald Trump to provide rent relief?
I want what is right for America.
Jesus Christ!
You want to stay on that one topic, which I'm trying to stay on that one topic.
No, you're not. No,
there's more to it than what you're saying.
Well, okay, but I don't want to hear about more to it. I'm asking you.
I know, because you don't want to hear the facts. That's why. And you're going to boot me because you don't want to hear the facts.
All right.
Because that's what you guys all do.
Okay,
Once we start trumping what you guys are saying, you guys get upset, you get triggered, and then you boot us.
Well, you know why? I am a little frustrated. You know why?
Yeah.
You know why I'm honestly frustrated?
I know why you're frustrated.
Why?
Because deep down inside, you know what you're doing is not right. and
no,
it's
that's
eating at your conscience.
wrong. No,
No,
wrong.
I'm not
Let me
wrong.
tell.
You're
Well, can I?
misleading people,
Let me
bro.
speak. Let me speak for myself. All right, because I'm trained in how to deal with MAGA demons. All right, I've been doing this for years. Nothing you say can actually get to me. But I'll say this: why I'm frustrated is because you can't answer simple questions. I'm asking you, for instance, 1 + 1 = what?
I don't think the government should have any control
Jesus
over
Christ.
our.
Well, no. If I ask you what 1 + 1 =, the answer should be 2. I don't want you to explain to me what the Pythagorean theorem was and how you came to that conclusion. I don't care about that right now. I need simple answers because a lot of you are simple-minded. And the fact that you try to pretend like you're not simple-minded, it really frustrates me. You know what? Just another number. I'm done with you. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this. He couldn't even pass the simple test. Lord, ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving just another one. You know what? He was brave. I'll give you that. You came in the box and proved your ignorance. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving just another one what he deserves. A round of boos and shame. They're a bunch of liars. All I was going to say is this. If you want rent relief, MAGA, the people you need to be looking for answers in terms of what that looks like, it seems like it's Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. Donald Trump does not want to offer you any relief with your rent. All he wants is your vote. And because this guy right here knows that, all right, and his supporters in my chat, they know that, and they're going to still continue to vote for Donald Trump despite the fact that it is Joe Biden and Kamala Harris that are actually trying to provide them with rent relief. It shows you there's a huge disconnect in these minds, these Trump supporters. That's why I call them MAGA demons. And because of that, let's give this MAGA demon that went on Fox News and embarrassed himself and embarrassed his family, his community, all right, and let Donald Trump steamroll him and gaslight him. Join me in giving him what he deserves, a round of boos and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. I got a couple of more topics, and then I'm going to open up the boxes, all right? You know what we do, ladies and gentlemen. We get out here, and we really do work on telling the truth and shaming the devil, all right? So let's go to the next topic. Let's see right here, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Donald Trump continues, ladies and gentlemen, he continues to cry on social media. And I just want to remind you, Trump supporters, all right? Everything Donald Trump does and says is all tied to his grift. All right. No matter what he says, it always ends up with, by the way, if you can, could you send Donnie and his crew a little bit of extra of that Skrilla, that little merch? Send Donald Trump some merch because it's not looking good. I am getting beat by Kamala Harris like I've never been beat before. Her and Governor Walz, they're beating the brakes off of me. And the only thing I can ask for now, because I know I already got your soul, is just for you to send me some money. I'll give you a good example of that, ladies and gentlemen. I'll give you a good example. So it's unfair. Trump reportedly has been lashing out at his own campaign staff in calls to his friends, right? Vice President Kamala Harris's ascension to the top of the spot on the Democratic ticket has Donald Trump snarling about his own campaign in staff calls to close allies, according to a report from the Washington Post. As the Democrats' presidential nominee campaign has roared to life by Tim Walz, the former president's own campaign now appears fractured as his inner circle seems unsure about how to go after Harris and her running mate. Adding to the behind-the-scenes chaos is Trump himself, who is furious that he now has to face the VP instead of Biden and is pointing fingers everywhere. At the same time, he is trying to stay off the campaign trail. Trump now finds himself back in a dead-even contest with new signs of strain in his orbit. In the face, ladies and gentlemen, of new Democratic momentum, he has grown increasingly upset about Harris's surging poll numbers and media coverage since replacing Biden on the ticket, complaining relentlessly and asking friends about how his campaign is performing. According to 5 people close to the campaign, friends, Mar-a-Lago members, and donors have logged their concerns with Trump, who then tells them to others, according to 3 people close to him. U.S. Senate allies and others are trying to get Trump focused on attacking Harris. The report notes that in a recent phone call to an ally, Donald Trump complained, quote, "It's unfair that I beat him," talking about Joe Biden. "It's unfair. And now I have to beat her too." What a sad, weak, pathetic old man. And you know what happened after that call? He had to go ahead and drop this video is what they said.
He easily beat crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of our country. And he's the worst because of his policy and other reasons, but because of policy. And now they decided they don't want to go with him, so they stage a coup. That's all it was, is a coup. It should have never been allowed, actually. And we have Kamala. We're going to have Kamala instead. They put in another fighter. The first one failed, and the second one's going to fail also because she wants open borders and she wants no Merry Christmas even. I just heard today she's a big fan of fighting no Merry Christmas. No, we're going to have Merry Christmas just like we got for everybody 7 years ago. We brought it back. It was in deep trouble. We brought it back. But we're going to bring back all of our common sense things. And you look at the fighters now in the Olympics, how horrible that is. I say there will not be men in women's sports, and that's really probably been our best advertisement of why it shouldn't happen. It's ridiculous, it's insane. But between open borders and defund the police and all of the things that she stands for, we're going to fight very, very hard. Whatever you can do to help, because they have a lot of money. They don't have good policy, they don't have good people. They go after their political opponent with the Justice Department. Never happened in this country before. But whatever you can do it. If you can't afford it, please don't do it. But if you can afford, we have to win this. We're going to take back our country. We're going to make America great again. Thank you very much.
Okay, MAGA, you got your marching orders, right? Borders open. Economy's terrible. And by the way, whatever you can do it, all right? What a campaign, right? Oh my God, still no rent relief, right? Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Donald Trump and his supporters what they deserve. These two, Donald Trump and his supporters, they deserve each other, right? Two miserable, they're both miserable as far as I'm concerned. 78-year-old Donald Trump going through dementia. His supporters, as far as I'm concerned, they need to be tested for their cognitive abilities as well, right? Join me in giving them another round of boos and shame. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen. It gets worse. It gets worse, ladies and gentlemen. This J.D. Vance knucklehead. I got a quick update. I don't really want to spend too much time on J.D. Vance because I actually think we're doing him a favor when we talk about him. He is so unpopular. He's unpopular. Nothing about him is, you know what? But I'm going to do this. I just want to make sure you Trump supporters understand. Humiliating new polls spell doom for J.D. Vance and Donald Trump. J.D. Vance was not seen as a popular choice when Donald Trump selected him as his number 2. And the Ohio senator has proven even less popular since joining the ticket. Several polls have indicated that Vance has overwhelmingly underperformed among American voters, making him the least popular non-incumbent Veep candidate since 1980. Vance's popularity has sunk by 8.8 percentage points since his presidential candidacy was announced at the RNC. Wow. I don't even need to say anything else. It's just terrible. Did any of you know it's sad? You know it's sad, ladies and gentlemen. You know you're doing terrible when you have to beg the media to give you attention and you have to do little ridiculous things to get the attention. For instance, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you saw this happen yesterday, but J.D. Vance had the audacity to try to photobomb is what I like to call it, right? The vice president and Tim Walz, Governor Walz, their campaign at the airport, all right? Listen to how he walks up to Kamala Harris's plane and asked her to talk, all right? And no one invited him to do this. This is stalker behavior, right? This is stalker behavior. And to think Donald Trump is sending him out here to follow Kamala Harris, all right? Donald Trump's so desperate, they don't have a game plan. What do you need me to do, Donald Trump? Just follow Kamala Harris around. And wherever she has a rally, you have a shadow rally in the background. Basically trying to pick off people that may be leaving her rally because her rallies are so massive. Her poll numbers are so high. If you could just get maybe 2 or 3% of what she got, JD, you're doing good in my book. And that's exactly what this looks like. So he goes over to the vice president's plane, gets in front of the cameras, and says this. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. This is sick. This is sick, MAGA. No one invited this MAGA demon. No one invited you, JD. You're so desperate. You're thirsty. Your throat is dry. Look at him. Look at him. This is embarrassment. What an embarrassment.
I figured I'd come by and one to two people on the plane. Hopefully it's going to be my plane in a few months, but I also thought you guys might get lonely.
So he goes and says, I just wanted to come by. I saw the plane and I said, you know what? That'll be my plane in a few months. How disrespectful. How disrespectful. JD, you'll never be on that plane. No one likes you. I know what you want to do on that plane, JD. You probably want to get on those couches. I'm going to stop right there.
Because the vice president doesn't answer questions from reporters. It hasn't for 17 days.
Oh, the vice president doesn't answer questions for reporters and hasn't done so for 17 days. Oh, excuse me, JD. I didn't know Kamala Harris reports to you. Oh, wow, I didn't know she reports to you. She has to run her schedule past you. How about you focus on actually being able to have a successful press conference? All right? This is some sick stuff MAGA's gotten into.
Can I give you guys an explanation for why she won't take questions from reporters? No? Nobody? Okay, great. Well, I hope that you change your mind because it'd be good for the American people, and I think it'd be good for you all if she actually...
You know what this situation reminds me of? I'm not even going to play it. The audio's terrible anyway. You know what this reminds me of? It's like a guy that knows the woman that he's pursuing, or whoever, right? You're dating someone and you know they're not interested in pursuing a relationship with you. So now you decide, oh, is that their airplane right there? Why don't I just mosey on over there and roll the dice and see what I can get, right? Desperate. This reeks of desperation. This shows JD has no plan. Donald Trump sent him out with no plan. Just a hope and a prayer. Do you, MAGA, honestly, do you think this is what's going to win in November? You think the American people are just as gullible as you? Well, guess what? I got some terrible news for you, MAGA. You're completely wrong like you've always been. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving stalker and deranged J.D. Vance what he deserves. Because he has no plan and he's just simply following Donald Trump's mindless directives of stalking the vice president, all right? Join me in giving him another round of booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
I saw a MAGA demon put something in the chat, and I want to check in with this MAGA demon real quick. You know the rule. If I call on you, you got to come up, or I'm going to tell the moderators to go ahead and put you in a straitjacket. All right, Pat Murray, 73. Pat Murray, 73, come on up. I've randomly selected you to get in the box, all right? You put something in the chat, which is a flat-out lie, and I would like you to get in the box and put a little meat on the bone, Pat. Now, Pat, let me be real clear with you. Your failure to get in the box and back up what you're saying, it will be perceived as you lying in my show. And what I don't like, Pat, is for people like you to pollute my chat with lies. All right, Pat? So I was going to give you an opportunity to get in the box and explain it. But If you don't get in the box, my moderators have carte blanche. They can do whatever they want with you. I just ask that they mute you. But if it gets too out of hand and they got to do something else, to hell with you. Yeah, Pat, maybe you've never met me before, but let me be very clear with you. I do not allow Trump supporters to be victims around me. Not at all. Not after all the harm you've done to this country. You're not the victims. You are the harassers and the abusers. Always remember that. And if you don't like the way I run in my broadcast, maybe you didn't hear what I said at the top of the show.
Not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Okay. We got somebody up here talking that stolen valor stuff. Look, you can't even go live. Sorry, you can't go live and put a little meat on the bone. Sorry, I don't want to hear it. All right, Jesus Christ. Why does this TikTok? My app is glitching, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with me. All right. I don't want to cover that. I'll cover this one. All right. I want to cover this one real quickly. And then we got to cover January 6th and then open up the boxes. All right. Bear with me. To the Trump supporters, I just want you to understand that this is on Fox. This is Fox News, right? You can see the Fox logo right there. Kamala Harris takes a 4-point lead over Trump as favorability ratings surge. Vice President Kamala Harris has established a 4-point lead over former President Trump amongst registered voters, according to a Thursday poll from Marquette Law School. Wow, let's go. The poll, conducted from July 24th to August 1st, surveyed 879 registered voters from across the country. It advertised a margin of error of 4.1%. The poll found Harris expanded her lead among likely voters, with Trump trailing 6 points in a 53% to 47% matchup. Wow. MAGA, I'm just going to say this again because, you always think that I'm lying. When you look at these two candidates, or 4 if you want to add the VPs, you have to understand which party has candidates that actually are experienced in running the U.S. government. And when I say experienced, I mean successful. Trump was not a successful president. J.D. Vance has no experience governing. So think about that. And then you add on to that, which is the personalities, right? And the likability factor people could relate to. No one could relate to a weirdo. Well, I shouldn't say weirdo, but I'm going to say what J.D. Vance did to that couch. There's probably some sick individuals out here who could relate to that, right? But for the most part, none of you Trump supporters can relate to Donald Trump at all. All right. He never came from humble beginnings and made himself a successful person. He doesn't know anything about the struggle. J.D. Vance, nope. As far as I'm concerned, he's been compromised. He's a traitor because on one side he called Donald Trump the mustache man, right? And then he turned around and got on the knee and kissed the ring. And the American people can see right through it. So it's crystal clear to a lot of us in this country. The candidates that is actually trying to help the American people are Vice President Harris and Tim Walz, the Governor Walz, right? And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. Join me in giving Trump and J.D. Vance a round of booze and shame, because somebody has to explain where the heck all the campaign money is going, right? Does anyone know where their campaign funds are going? I saw this. Oh my goodness. Scaramucci posted it on X, ladies and gentlemen. Scaramucci posted this on X, and let me read to you what Scaramucci said, ladies and gentlemen, and then we're going to get to the booze and shame. Let me read to you what he said, all right? Hold on. And I said, you know what? Maybe this will wake these Trump supporters up and get them out of that strong delusion they're in, but if it doesn't, to hell with them. This is what he says. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Trump and the RNC have no field offices. Also, a cursory check through social media, specifically Facebook, the Trump ads are down to a trickle and in many places non-existent. The media should be asking the Trump family, what did they do with the money? MAGA, do you understand that they don't know what Donald Trump is doing with the money you're sending him? It's not like there's a lot of ads out there. Yeah. And there's no field offices. You don't hear about them using this money to pay Republican influencers on TikTok. They're not doing that, right? They're not doing anything to help you, MAGA. All they're doing is taking your money and telling you to look at the border and look at inflation while they're siphoning all your little bit of money into their pockets. And this is why I do the work that I do, ladies and gentlemen, because somebody has to wake these Trump supporters up and let them know they're getting played like a fiddle. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving these Trump supporters what they deserve. Another round of booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's wrap this morning show up with an update about the J6. By the way, look at this MAGA demon right here, ladies and gentlemen. I saw this on X and I said, this is how sick Trump supporters are. What kind of sick and twisted woman would actually allow someone to tattoo Trump on their forehead like that? She's a vassal of transgression. This is why I say you are all MAGA demons. Your parents definitely are disappointed in you. They really must not love you. I mean, if your parents raised you to do that, they don't love you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a prime candidate that's ready to go straight to hell. She's in the UK. Sick. Yeah. I don't know where these MAGA demons, they don't care about boundaries. They pop up anywhere on the planet. This is why we do this work, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody has to tell these folks that they're in a cult and that playtime is over. But you know what? Before we get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen, let's cover January 6th, all right? Is there anyone out there that believes Donald Trump's claims? Does anyone out there believe Donald Trump's claims still that the election last time was rigged?
Out and vote. Do those beautiful absentee ballots, or just make sure your vote gets counted. Make sure, because the only way we're going to lose this election is if the election is rigged. Remember that. It's the only way we're going to lose this election. So we have to be very careful. Now look, this is more than this election. That's a big statement. The only way they're going to win is that way.
Does anyone believe that claim still? That the only way, traditional tattoos. I gotcha. Oh, but you can't go live. Isn't that funny? Well, let me explain to you traditional tattoos. Hey, that anti-American host. What's up, Zeus? Still hiding. Oh, okay, Coulter. Coulter, I got something for you, Coulter. I got something for you. All right, well, let me help you Trump supporters understand real quickly. First of all, I'm not hiding. I am definitely live and in the flesh, still delivering nothing but the truth and destroying MAGA demons like you. All right. So keep on believing Snuggles if you want to. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and explain to you what really happened on January 6th. All right. Let me explain to you. Donald Trump knew that he wasn't going to get reelected, all right? And how did he know that? Because look at all the things that were happening while he was president, right? We had social unrest, the George Floyd protests going on, BLM was protesting, all right? We also had the pandemic. You remember the pandemic, MAGA? Yeah. The one he lied to the American people about, said it would be gone by summer. And unemployment was going through the roof. We all remember this. And the writing was on the wall that Donald J. Trump was not going to get reelected. So what did Donald Trump do? He decided to engage in a couple of schemes. All right, MAGA, if you can, please use the word scheme. Put the word scheme in the chat. All right, this is a very important word. He decided to engage in a couple of schemes. All right. One of them was to convince his supporters that somehow the votes were not the right votes and it was rigged. And listen to how he did it.
We won Texas by 700,000 votes, and they don't even include it in the tabulations. It's also clear that we have won Georgia. We're up by 2.5% or 117,000 votes with only 7% left. They're never going to catch us. They can't catch us. Likewise, we've clearly won North Carolina. We're up 1.4%.
Listen up.
Or 77,000 votes with only approximately 5% left. They can't catch us.
You hear that? They can't catch us. What is he talking about, MAGA? Schemes. He's in the middle of committing crimes. All right? And he's putting the doubt in your mind to not trust the results. So instead of conceding to Joe Biden, listen to what he does.
Such a big night. You just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight. And then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won them by. And all of a sudden, it's not like we're up 12 votes and we have 60% left. We won states, and all of a sudden, I said, what happened to the election? It's off. And we have all these announcers saying, what happened? And then they said, oh, because you know what happened? They knew they couldn't win. So they said, let's go to court. And did I predict this, Newt? Did I say this? I've been saying this from the day I heard they were going to send out tens of millions of ballots. I said exactly, because either they were going to win, or if they didn't win, they'll take us to court. So Florida was a tremendous victory.
So he's not conceding. He's not conceding. He's got that doubt planted in your minds because he knows you are not free-thinking individuals. He knows that anything he says you will believe without question. And so Donald Trump then decides to go one step further with MAGA. Listen to what he says to his soldiers that day.
North Carolina, big victory with North Carolina. And so we won there. We lead by 76,000 votes with almost nothing left. And all of a sudden everything just stopped. This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election. So our goal now is to ensure the integrity for the good of this nation. This is a very big moment.
See, that part always gets me upset. Because you didn't win, MAGA. You didn't win. It was the most safe and secure election of your lifetime. You know that. But the fact that you didn't even question him and you believed that you won, that right there is what really makes me angry. And so now that Donald Trump has convinced the simple-minded folks that worship him that it was stolen, what does he decide to do? Well, he takes advantage of the fact that this is definitely a grifting opportunity, right? This is an opportunity to grift his supporters. But you know what else it is? It's also an opportunity to get his supporters to get ready to become his, what I call modern day Confederate soldiers, all right? Because, you know, Donald Trump thinks of himself as the modern day Jefferson Davis, all right? And what does Donald Trump do? Let's see. Here he goes. This is what he does. He goes like this. Attention! All Trump supporters! I lost to Joe Biden and I'm very, very angry. So what I need you all to do is I need you all to, number one, send me all the money you got. I take cash, credit, checks, whatever you got under your mattress. Empty out your 401ks, your savings account. I don't care. I even take crypto. Send me all your hard-earned money. That would make me feel real great. But then on top of that, I need you to meet me where? In Washington, D.C. It's going to be a big protest on January 6th. be there will be wild. And what did these Trump supporters do? They said, wow, an opportunity to be wet and wild with our dad in D.C.? Wow, that's an offer I can't refuse. So one by one, they sent him their money, and they all began to try to get to Washington, D.C. This really did happen, ladies and gentlemen. This really did happen. And you're asking the question, well, how could they get to Washington, D.C., Zeus, if they sent Donald Trump all their money? And I said, you know what? That's a very, very good question, all right? And I'll help you Trump supporters understand how some of these Trump supporters made it to Washington, D.C., ladies and gentlemen. If you don't mind, feast your eyes on this U-Haul. This is how a lot of these Trump supporters decided to make that trek to the United States Capitol. Yes, they crammed in there like a can of sardines on their way to meet up with their cult leader, Donald J. Trump. And we all know who was in the back of these U-Hauls, right? And if you don't know, let's see if I can get a close-up of who these loyal supporters of Donald Trump were, if you don't mind. The Patriot Front, you know who they are, right? It's a white supremacist group. You know, the Boogaloo Boys, the Oath Keepers, you know, those type of group. These are the people Donald Trump recruited and wanted to be his foot soldiers on January 6th. And now we need to get to Washington, D.C., because some of these folks actually went to Washington, D.C. hell-bent on carrying out Donald Trump's orders. Now, many of you just asked, well, what were his orders? What were his orders, Zeus? It doesn't make any sense. Well, I'll tell you what they were. When they arrived at the Capitol, they received an update from this woman, who I call Lieutenant Marge. But some of us call her the pipe bomber. Others call her 3 toes. She is 6 toes down for this crime. And by the way, the number 6, January 6th, all of you QAnon experts, look into that, all right? I promise you there's a connection, right? And what does Lieutenant Marge tell these supporters of Donald Trump, these foot soldiers? What does she tell them?
If we have a sea of people, if we shut down the streets, if we shut down everything, if we flood the Capitol building, flood all the government buildings, go inside. These are public buildings. We own them.
No, you don't.
We own these buildings. Do you understand that? We own the buildings and we pay all the people that work in the buildings.
You hear that? See, that was a lie, MAGA. You don't own the buildings. None of you have the title or a lease agreement with any of these buildings. And the fact that she was able to convince you simple-minded knuckleheads that y'all own those buildings simply because, I know what you were thinking, we pay taxes, so those are our buildings. The fact that she was able to convince you of that shows me you're really not that bright upstairs. And I'm being very nice because I got to be nice on TikTok. You got to be nice when you say certain things. To me, it just shows you're not really bright upstairs. And so what happens next, ladies and gentlemen? To me, this is going to go down in American history as one of the most patriotic things that a vice president has ever done. This is definitely going to go down in American history, all right? And many of you know exactly what moment I'm talking about. You know who that is? This is Mike Pence. And that's Donald Trump. Mike Pence was Donald Trump's vice president, right? Without Mike Pence, Donald Trump wouldn't have won, all right, in 2016, all right? And we know this. Mike Pence is sitting in his office. Donald Trump moseys on in there. Hey, Pence, old buddy, oh, pal, I got everything in motion. I got the fake elector scheme, all right? And I got my soldiers waiting for me at the ellipse, all right? Pence, all I need you to do is that thing you and I talked about. Don't you dare certify those votes for Joe Biden. Pence grew a little spine that day, and he said, you know what, Mr. President, unfortunately, I can't do that. Because in order for me to do that, it would require me to place you above the United States Constitution, a document that our founding fathers and framers fought and bled for, a document that to this day Americans continue to fight and bleed for. And frankly, Mr. President, I don't believe anyone asking me to do such a thing is fit to be president of these United States. You don't believe me? You don't believe that his own vice president said that? Well, I knew you didn't believe me, but maybe you'll believe him.
Irrespective of the indictment, I want the American people to know that I had no right to overturn the election. And then on that day, President Trump asked me to put him over the Constitution. But I chose the Constitution, and I always will. Anyone who puts himself over the Constitution should never be President of the United States. And anyone who asks someone else to put themselves over the Constitution should never be President of the United States again. And what the President maintained that day, and frankly has said over and over again over the last 2.5 years, is completely false. I dismissed it out of hand, but sadly the President was surrounded by a group of crackpot lawyers that kept telling him what his itching ears wanted to hear. And I had hoped that on this matter of January 6th that it wouldn't come to this, because I do believe that this is going to further ignite the divide in the country. It'll be up to the government now to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that this actually represented criminal activity. But what I want the American people to know is that I know in my heart of hearts that I did my duty under the Constitution that day.
He did his duty under the Constitution that day. Thank you, Mike Pence. As much as I don't like you, I do believe you did your duty that day. So Donald Trump, after Mike Pence checked him like that, he got very angry and visibly flustered. And he leaned into Mike Pence's airspace and he says, you know what your problem is, Mike Pence? And you know when he said the word Pence, he's probably spit on Mike Pence's lip because Trump is disgusting like that. He says, you know what your problem is? You're a little too honest. And he called him the nasty P word. The same P word that you so-called Christians heard him using in the infamous Access Hollywood tape. When he said you could grab a woman by the, and they bleep it out. That same P word you heard him say right before you went and voted for him. And then he stormed out of the room. I'll take care of this myself. He goes to Secret Service security. Take me to the Ellipse to meet up with my troops. Secret Service at that time, right? They said, sir, those people are armed to the teeth. They got military grade equipment, tactical gear, things that'll electrocute you and stun you. All right. And they got this new thing called demon spray. He said, what's demon spray? And they go, well, you take a little bear spray, a little wasp spray, a little pepper spray, a little orange dye, whatever it is. And you put it all together, you shake it all up. All right. And then what happens is if you spray somebody with it, it ends up getting them possessed with the MAGA demon. Trump says they have that kind of stuff. Yes, Mr. President. At that time, Trump didn't know what we found out in Butler, but he said something along these lines. I don't care. Take me to be with my troops. They're not there to harm me. And at the moment, Secret Service says, you know what? You're right. They're not there to harm Trump. And they decided to take him to the Ellipse. And so we all remember this infamous moment in American history, right? When Donald Trump arrived at the Ellipse after the crowd was warmed up by his soldiers and lieutenants that day, right? We all remember this infamous moment, all right? This is going to go down in American history. This photo right here, ladies and gentlemen, is iconic. This is Donald Trump on the stage at the Ellipse. I went to the Ellipse over the week. Yeah, this a couple of days ago. All right. He's standing there with a trench coat on and leather gloves. Now, I was watching this on my television when it first happened. All right. And I knew when I saw this wardrobe, the leather gloves, I laser focused in and I said, last time we saw a famous person with leather gloves like that, it reminded me of OJ. I hearkened back to the 90s when OJ was in the Bronco, and I said to myself, I said, whatever he's about to do, this cannot end well. And we all know what Donald Trump did that day. He encouraged his supporters to engage in heinous acts of violence. We got him on tape.
Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here we're going to walk down to the Capitol. And we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them. Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength and you have to be strong.
So he's encouraging his supporters to engage in violence. This is a crime scene. This is why we need Jack Smith. It didn't stop with him.
Who hides evidence? Criminals hide evidence, not honest people. So, over the next 10 days, we get to see the machines that are crooked, the ballots that are fraudulent, and if we're wrong, we will be made fools of. But if we're right, a lot of them will go to jail. So, let's have trial by combat.
All of us here today do not want to see our election victory stolen by emboldened radical left Democrats, which is what they're doing, and stolen by the fake news media. That's what they've done and what they're doing. We will never give up. We will never concede. It doesn't happen. You don't concede when there's theft involved.
And you can hear the audience cheering on Trump as he's encouraging them to engage in these heinous acts of violence, right? And so a lot of the people go, well, Zeus, you left off the part peacefully and patriotically. And I say to them, I go, none of the supporters heard him saying peacefully and patriotically. They didn't hear him, so it doesn't count. I'll never play it on the show because it doesn't count. And I got proof that they didn't hear him say that, because if you don't remember her, let me remind you of who this woman was. How many of you in the chat know who this woman was? All right. She attended the rally, and clearly she didn't hear the part about being peaceful and patriotic. This is Ashley Babbitt, and listen to her rhetoric. She is not talking like someone that's trying to be peaceful and patriotic. Listen to her.
Where is everybody? Huh? You got where is Kamala? Where is Kamala? Talking about ISIS like KKK. We got this migrant came back. You know what? We have thousands of people on the other side of the border. You people can't get to work. Our economy is going to take an absolute tank because you guys refuse to choose America over your stupid political party.
There's an estimated over 3 million people here today. So despite what the media tells you, boots on the ground definitely say something different. There is a sea of nothing but red, white, and blue hatred to Trump. And it was amazing. We could see the president talk. We are now walking down the inaugural path to the Capitol building. 3 million plus people.
And we all remember what happened to Ashley Babbitt, right, at the United States Capitol. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't remember, this is the moment right before she lost her life at the United States Capitol. That's the moment right before Ashley Babbitt lost her life, ladies and gentlemen. A woman that Donald Trump had sworn to protect lost her life in the battlefield. One of his foot soldiers, because he had too much pride to tell his supporters the truth, which was he lost to Joe Biden fair and square. And what did Donald Trump do, ladies and gentlemen, when he found out this woman had lost her life in the battlefield for his cause? Does anyone know what Donald Trump did? Does anyone know what he did? How about this?
Is that Donald Trump was passed a note after one of the rioters was shot in the Capitol, and was made clear that this person had been shot, this woman had been shot in the chest. And the valet says that he offered no reaction upon learning that. He kept sitting in the chair watching the violence unfurl on TV.
A non-reaction at the death of Ashley Babbitt.
You hear that, MAGA? He didn't even care. He didn't even care that one of his foot soldiers, a woman, had lost her life in the battlefield for his cause. As far as he was concerned, she failed to complete the mission. She was a failure to him. And like that, a lot of you are a failure to Donald Trump. You're not sending him enough money. You're not doing enough for the cause, so he doesn't care about you. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the crime scene of January 6th that many of us remember. It wasn't a peaceful movement like BLM. All right? It wasn't a tourist visit that had gone awry. It was a crime scene. A crime scene that was planned and organized by Donald J. Trump. Thank you for the subscription, all right? A crime scene that was planned and organized by Donald J. Trump. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I have another update about another seditionist, treasonous traitor that has been brought to justice. FBI, California woman brought a sword, whip, and other weapons into the Capitol on January 6th. Here we go again. A California woman is charged with taking a cache of weapons, including a sword, steel whip, and a knife into the United States Capitol on January 6th. It was an attack by a mob of Donald Trump supporters, according to court records. Kennedy Lindsay, here we go, had a short sword, a steel tactical whip, a collapsible baton, pepper spray, a butterfly knife, flashlight, taser in her possession when U.S. Secret Service officers searched her backpack, according to an FBI affidavit. She was arrested in Los Angeles last month on charges including disorderly conduct and possession of a dangerous weapon in the Capitol building. More than 1,400 people have been charged with Capitol riot-related federal crimes. Rioters were armed with an array of weapons on January 6, including firearms, knives, stun guns. Many others used items like flagpoles and broken pieces of office furniture as makeshift weapons during the siege. Lindsay was charged with a woman who flew with her from California to Washington, D.C., bought plane tickets for both of them after then President Donald Trump announced there would be a, quote, wild protest there on January 6th. Lindsay posted on social media that she was going because, quote, boss man called for us to be there. Boss man called for you to be there? Okay. After attending Trump's Stop the Steal rally near the White House, the two women rode to the Capitol on the back of a golf cart. Quote, everyone is storming the building, folks, Lindsay said on a self-recorded video. According to the affidavit, we must do this as patriots. It says so in the Constitution. Lindsay, who wore a red Make America Great Again hat and a tactical vest, entered the Capitol through a broken window, the FBI said. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? Let's see. Do you want to see Lindsay right there? Look at her, ladies and gentlemen. And I think we got a little bit of an audio clip of Lindsay. Listen to some of the stuff Lindsay was saying on January 6th.
Okay. So, I was just detained and they confiscated my shit. Obviously,
Okay, she says she was just detained and they confiscated her expletive, all right?
See with that little cuck, took away my weapons. I was well within my right to have them.
They took away her weapons that she was well within her right to have, all right? I see you, Jeff.
And, yeah, back the blue. Not all of them, I guess.
She says, yeah, I back the blue. Not all of them. Ah, you see how we're catching you traitors?
Not that cuck. Anyway, yeah, I was putting away this weapon that I found on the street. It was a fucking, like, a pole, you know, there's bricks.
I was putting away this little weapon I found on the street, you know, a little pole.
Poles everywhere, and I was putting it away, and this guy wanted to take my shit away. All the other cops, you know, that's why I'm walking away right now. I got most of my stuff, or half, it was half my shit, and then the other half was taken. But Officer Smead, he's the only one who has a problem. Fuck you, Officer Smead, badge number 2312 in Washington, D.C. Eat dick.
Wow. So the cop confiscated her paraphernalia, including weapons, and she reads officer's badge number off and then says, F you, eat a D. And she's not talking about Democrat. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. This is right here, Lindsay. You want to be a MAGA demon? You want to be a seditionist, treasonous traitor for Donald Trump, Lindsay? I got something for you. All right. All right. Thank you, Jeff. All right. Nice to see you, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. First of all, let's give Lindsay, who is a seditionist, treasonous traitor, and you know she's going to try to portray herself as a victim, right? It's not going to work. Let's give her what she deserves first. Let's give her some booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA Dayton.
All right, and since she wants to be a soldier so bad in Donald Trump's Confederate Army, let's send her off the old-fashioned way.
I would like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay. We have just been through an intense election and emotions are high, but now tempers must be cooled and calm restored. We must get on with the business of America. My campaign vigorously pursued every legal avenue to contest the election results. My only goal was to ensure the integrity of the vote. In so doing, I was fighting to defend American democracy. I continue to strongly believe that we must reform our election laws to verify the identity and eligibility of all voters and to ensure faith and confidence in all future elections. Now Congress has certified the results. A new administration will be inaugurated on January 20th. My focus now turns to ensuring a smooth, orderly, and seamless transition of power. This moment calls for healing and reconciliation. 2020 has been a challenging time for our people. A menacing pandemic has upended the lives of our citizens, isolated millions in their homes, damaged our economy, and claimed countless lives. Defeating this pandemic and rebuilding the greatest economy on earth will require all of us working together. It will require a renewed emphasis on the civic values of patriotism, faith, charity, community, and family. We must revitalize the sacred bonds of love and loyalty that bind us together as one national family. To the citizens of our country, serving as your president has been the honor of my lifetime. And to all of my wonderful supporters, I know you are disappointed, but I also want you to know that our incredible journey is only just beginning. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
You hear that, MAGA? You hear that? This lady right here, Lindsay, she's going to be spending a lot of time in a jail cell in prison because of this guy. This guy lured her to the United States Capitol under false pretenses, all right? And he convinced her that the election was stolen, took her money, and sent her to the battlefield. And then told her, after she's getting caught and taken to task by law enforcement, she doesn't represent this country. This had nothing to do with Nancy Pelosi or BLM, MAGA. This has everything to do with your relationship with this guy right here, Donald J. Trump. You know, you Trump supporters like to go around and say, the rest of the world is laughing at America because they think we're weak. Let me clear that up. The rest of the world doesn't think America is weak. The rest of the world thinks MAGA is weak, and rightfully so. Because for the life of us, we can't understand how you all have managed to let Donald Trump go down in history as the most successful ringmaster. All right. I say it's a ringmaster. He's a ringmaster because look at what he's doing. He is running the most successful circus known to mankind. It is a circus. Stop crying in the chat. I see a lot of you crying and triggered right now. I don't care. It is a circus. Because he does exactly what a clown does. Oh, really, Zeus? Give me an example. I'll tell you, all right? A clown wears makeup. This guy right here, he puts orange makeup on his face every day. Ooh, don't I look so good? And by the way, he puts a T. If you look at his cheeks, he puts a T right there, and then he draws it down there before he starts to blend it in. He's branding himself, all right? T, you would think it means Trump, but I think it means treason or traitor, all right? Pick whatever T you want it to mean. All right. A clown wears a wig. Look at that bird's nest right there on his head. Smacks that bird's nest right there. God, is it sitting right? Is it sitting? Melania, how do I look? Melania's not there. I'm so sorry. He just looks in the mirror and talks to himself. Is it sitting? Is it looking good? All right. A clown. You ever seen a clown wear that thing around his waist and that ridiculous suit? He does the same thing. He puts on that diaper, puts on that same crumpled blue suit. This is the same suit he got arrested in. All right, he told you he's selling pieces of it. He's not selling pieces of it. He's just using it as a way to get your money. All right, same crumpled blue suit and the ridiculous red tie. All right, or in this case, whatever that tie is, I don't know. He's a clown, MAGA. Think about it. You don't need golden shoes except for in his circus. He got you walking the tightrope of lies, jumping through those hoops of misinformation for him. You're defending stuff you really shouldn't even have to defend. Think about it. How are you going to defend the E. Jean Carroll case? You got to really sit down at the dinner table with your significant others and say, that is a corrupt judge, and ignore all 26 women, including his wife, Ivana, who talked about when he got those hair plugs in his head, that he turned around and essayed her. Y'all are some sick, sick people, I tell you. Yeah, you don't need Trump bucks except for in his circus. Trump water, Trump steaks, Trump tower. And by the way, can you send Trump some more money? It's a circus, and you are all being played like a fiddle. Now, before I wrap up this monologue, all right, and open up these boxes, there's one more part I got to cover. How many of you have heard of that so-called Trump train? They said, Zeus, you need to get on this Trump train, buddy, because sometimes they think that because I cover Trump so much, they actually think that I'm secretly a Trump supporter, which makes absolutely no sense. And so they say things to me like, Zeus, you need to get on the Trump train. And I said, you know what? Let me look into that Trump train. And I got some bad news, MAGA. I looked into that Trump train, and guess what? Guess what I realized? Guess what I found out? That Trump train is a first-class trip to hell. Yeah, every single one of you. Like I've been saying, every Trump supporter is guaranteed to get the ultimate MAGA reward. Jail, and if you do not get your soul right, hell, with a chapter 11 in between, right? So I looked at this Trump train, and I said, yeah, okay, let me explain to you Trump supporters how this Trump train is going to end for you. You're going to take your last breath on this earth, MAGA. You are. And you're going to be riding that Trump train, going to those pearly gates. You got whatever belongings you got left after Trump took what he wanted. And you're going to be riding to heaven. You're going to get to those pearly gates. And you're going to get off, and you're going to grab your belongings. You're going to try to exit. And security is going to say, no, you aren't getting off at the Trump. You're not getting off at these pearly gates. You're going to go, why not? I'm a Christian. I'm a good person. And security is going to say, wrong. You're a MAGA demon. No, I'm not a MAGA demon. I'm a Christian. And then the security is going to play back all of your footage and show everything you did that proves you're a MAGA demon. Weren't you in Zeus's live? I got you right here. You came in the box, or you were leaving these. This is you. We got your IP address. We got you on. This is you. And look at what you're doing. You're spewing racism, bigotry, misinformation, disinformation, xenophobia, misogyny. This is evil. And you're doing this. And then your stomach, you know how your stomach feels when you know you're in trouble? It's going to, can I go to the bathroom? No, you can't go to the bathroom. But what you can do is get down on your knees, say, what you got to say. And then I need you to get back into your seat and get ready to go straight to hell, lake of fire. And you're going to go back to your seat crying. Zeus was right. I was wrong. And now you're going to rest in hell, lake of fire, eternity. Trump, the little Trump train you were on. All aboard! Bye! And that's how that Trump train, and first stop, Lake of Fire. And that's how it's going to be for every single one of you Trump supporters if you don't get your soul right. I promise you. You better get out of that cult today, or you will be in the lake of fire. Now, there's one particular woman I want to always relieve you folks with. Listen to her. She made it out of the cult. All right? And she had a story. She had a testament for you MAGA demons. Listen to this woman.
To the Christians, do not be deceived. Stop thinking that everybody who waves a flag and shouts freedom is your friend and a good person, because we have people like this trying to join up in the movements. I found this out the hard way. I found it out the hard way. That not everybody is in things for the same reasons you are. I was in the People's Convoy, and what a fucking disappointment that ended up being. What a disappointment to find out that these people that you were with, they weren't like you. They didn't care about the country. They were a bunch of grifting, motherfucking live streamers that wanted to make money off of the people in America who were hardworking and sending their money, little old ladies, old men, people who had to wait for their paychecks so they could give a little bit of money to help people drive around and shout freedom and fight for freedom. And to find out that it was really for nothing. To find out that the people involved, a lot of the people involved that are involved in this convoy right here were really bad people. They were bad people who did not care about the causes that they joined. They used them for their own profit. How sad is that? When there's people who really, really fucking care. There's people who really sacrifice for the causes. They sacrifice for the causes. For real. It's in their hearts. And these kinds of motherfuckers come to attach them.
You hear that, MAGA? That's what happens after the MAGA demon leaves you. All right? So if you don't sound like that to Zeus, I don't take you serious. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes my monologue. Let's open up these boxes. Let's open up these boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth. All right, you know the rules. All right, you get 3 minutes. All right, and you know the burden is on MAGA. I'm not here to fact check you Trump supporters. If you want me to believe whatever you believe, I just say use your 3 minutes wisely. Bring proof of what you're talking about. Especially you, Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom. This is not your opportunity to get in the box and quiz Zeus. Valerie, thank you. This is not your opportunity to get in the box and quiz Zeus. This is your opportunity to explain yourself, all right, you seditionist, treasonous traitors, or apologize, all right, because think about all the harm you caused this country. All right, let's bring up our first panelist. Who do we got? Uh-oh, good morning, my good friend Moo. Welcome, Moo. Miss Jack, I see you. How are you doing?
Hey, welcome back.
Welcome.
I got a little bit of a show for you today, though, Zeus. Okay. I got some things for you, my dude. Right?
I love it.
So I'd love to go into a deep dive with you in some of this stuff if you ever want to come co-host with me on my live too, because this is a lot here, man.
Okay, let's go.
People always want to ask what did Kamala Harris do as vice president? What did Kamala Harris do as vice president? So, guys, I want to address the border czar issue first. This is from BuzzFeed. All of this information is from reliable sources, okay? So, as the border czar, what Kamala Harris did is she visited countries in Central America to assess the issues that were going. And I tell you guys this all the time. We need new trade deals with Central and South America to reduce the amount of immigrants. So, I didn't know that Kamala Harris did this as the border czar, guys. Kamala Harris created the Central America Forward initiative, which is given $5 billion in support to job creation and to combat violence in Central America. Kamala Harris, guys, seems to have a plan to actually address the root causes of the border.
Kamala.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Kamala.
We're going to get it right. Don't worry.
Yes, Kamala, Vice President Harris.
Thank you, Sharon.
Seems to have a plan to get to the root cause of our border issues. And this plan that she implemented, guys, according to NPR, it reduced illegal border crossings at the southern border to levels they were under Biden in 2021.
Wow!
So, guys, you have to understand the vice president really has three powers. She is president of the Senate, she has succession for the president, and she also counts the votes at the election, right? When they do the election, the thing that Pence would never turn for Trump. Okay, so in 2023, and understand that Kamala Harris as vice president has 33 tie-breaking votes in the Senate. That's more than any other vice president in history. Okay, so what is Kamala Harris doing? Kamala Harris doing as vice president?
Yes.
She's doing her job. Her tie-breaking vote allowed the Biden-Harris administration rescue plan, which provided $1.9 trillion in economic aid during COVID. So Kamala Harris is the reason Joe Biden was able to get us out of the pandemic situation that we were in.
You hear that, Doozy? Don't ask about policy. He just read a couple to you, Doozy. Wake up.
I also want to say that in dealing with foreign policy, Kamala Harris negotiated with Russia twice now to free American prisoners trapped in Russian prisons, okay? She was thanked by the president of the WNBA for freeing Brittany. She negotiated the terms. She freed Brittany Griner from Russia. Kamala Harris was also responsible for negotiating the recent release of Russian prisoners, American prisoners from Russian prisons. And if MAGA tells you that they wouldn't want Miss Madam Vice President to help them if their asses were locked up in a Russian prison, they certainly would, okay?
Wow!
So, I also want to tell you guys, man, Kamala Harris, as a senator, she co-sponsored the bill to make Juneteenth a holiday. And then when she became vice president, not only did she co-sponsor the bill, she was part of the implementation of it and its signing into law as well, okay?
Wow!
She also oversees the White House Office of Gun Violence, Pew Violence Prevention.
Wow, Moo, you're cooking, bro.
And according to BuzzFeed, right? According to AmericanProgress.org, as of April 2024, pew violence in the U.S. is trending downward at a historical rate, and gun unalivings are down from 2023 by 13.1%. Mass pewings are also down by 29.3% compared to 2023. Here is a record of Kamala Harris's 33 tie-breaking votes in the Senate. More than any other vice president in history, okay? And I also, just real quick, if I could, Zeus.
Keep going. Get the truth out here so we can silence these MAGA demons.
I appreciate that. So guys.
He's all over on me.
When I show you all these programs that Tim Walz has done in Minnesota, Tim Walz has balanced the budget in Minnesota, and they are scheduled to have a $3.7 billion surplus in 2024 to 2025, okay? So what I would tell you is Governor Walz invested in housing. He did a $1.9 billion spending bill into housing. So what I would tell that Trump supporter that was talking to Trump is Tim Walz also implemented tenant protections for tenants to protect them from unfair rent in Minnesota. Governor Walz did tax cuts for working families every year he was governor in Minnesota, guys. And he gave a variety of rebate checks up to $1,300 to seniors, students, workers, middle-class families. He lowered taxes for small businesses and fully exempted state taxes. You pay no Social Security tax in Minnesota, guys. No tax on your Social Security. Tim Walz is a progressive, guys, and he balanced the budget. He did not create debt when he made these programs for people. Governor Walz invested millions in workforce development.
Wow.
With high growth, high demand career fields. He provided free college for students with a family income of under $80,000.
Wow.
This is not things Tim Walz just talked about. He actually did them. These are actually laws, okay?
Wow.
They have no policies, guys. They have no hope for your future. Tim Walz and Kamala Harris are going to work together to lower prescription drug costs. In 2023, Governor Walz and Lieutenant Governor Flanagan took new action to significantly lower the cost of prescription drugs for seniors and middle-class families. They also enacted the Alex Smith Insulin Affordability Act to provide Minnesotans with emergency assistance and hold insulin manufacturers accountable, guys. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are going to look out for you guys. He also did environmental protections. He also cut child poverty. He did a national leading child tax credit to cut child poverty, which cut child poverty in Minnesota by up to numbers of 1/3, guys.
Wow.
Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are going to feed your children because he also implemented mandatory school lunches and breakfasts for not just public schools, private schools and charter schools also have to provide school lunches.
Wow.
Okay, guys. So
Wow.
I would love to get into more. Oh, and I would like to show you real quick who you can blame for the border issue. Is the border bill, the bipartisan
Yeah. Who we blaming for the border?
Senators, a lot of the senators are trying to say respectfully they're blaming it on me. I said, that's okay, please blame it on me, please, because they were getting ready to pass a very bad bill.
And there it is, guys. So what Kamala Harris did was she invested billions into Central America, and what Trump did is he shut down a bipartisan border bill, guys. So when people ask you what Kamala Harris and Tim Walz have done, I just gave you a ton of stuff that they did, guys, and that's all I have for now.
All right. Well, listen, brother, I appreciate you having the courage to get in the box, tell the truth the way you did, ladies and gentlemen. Let's show moves of love, right? My God, he cooked. Yes, gifts from Moo. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. That was incredible. Oh my goodness. You see, ladies and gentlemen, it's not that difficult to get in the box, prepared, and speak on whatever it is you're talking about. So to all of you so-called Trump supporters that like to get in the box and cry and ask questions, just stay in the chat, all right? And don't say anything in the chat because I might bring you up if it sounds ridiculous, all right? And if you don't say anything, guess what? I'm going to drop you like a bad habit. All righty then, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, the beautiful Miss Boss Diva. Right? Oh my gosh, good morning. Looking so good. How are you?
I want to applaud you, sir.
Oh, really?
Man, fire. Move, you ate this box up, man.
Keep it clean now.
I just wanted to come up here to, welcome you back, Zeus. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
I love you. I missed you.
All right, missed you too. I missed all of you.
It was all about this,
Absolutely.
Rejuvenate and come back and bounce back like a boss. I know about that boss shit. I mean, I'm sorry. But, you didn't catch that good. Okay. Anyway, Moo, I wanted to say, you know what? It is about damn time somebody came up here and just ran it down.
Yeah.
Like that. I mean, you could have went for another hour. No shade.
Yeah.
It could have been like, and Kamala did this and this and this and this from the beginning of her career. And then it could have been, Tim did this, and that from the beginning of his career.
Yeah.
All the way through to right now.
Right.
For the gifts. And I am very, very, very happy to come up behind him and thank him for that rundown.
Yeah.
That was so important to do. Important to do. I mean, like he said, my bestie, she went over 100.
Wow.
100 accomplishments of Kamala Harris. Now, and I'm so glad.
Have they landed anything on Kamala or Tim? Yeah, I mean, it seems to me that, outside of the whole campaigning thing, both Kamala Harris and Tim, they really do work. They really do the job.
It's just there. You just know for a fact that they're going to work beautifully together. They blend beautifully together.
Yeah.
You know, where Tim, you know, what Kamala probably wouldn't say as president, you know, Tim would be right there to, you know, make sure he tightens it up, makes it neat like a little bow and delivers it to the people. You know?
Right.
So I'm really excited for that duo. Actually, you should have them up back there. And Tim Moss and Kamala in your background, because this is what the future is going to look like, and it's really, really promising. She's going to do all that and more. She has so much more in store. I'm glad that Moo brought that up as well. But my main thing that he said is that she is the tiebreaker. She's the reason for the Infrastructure Act. She's the reason for the PACT Act. She's the reason for the CHIPS Act. She's the reason for all of the things that we have enjoyed under this administration. Where you go?
Keep going. Keep going. How about that?
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Look at her. She like, okay, look at he over there cooking that mic over there in front of her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like an absolute joy to listen to. I look forward to all the rest of their rallies and stuff that's coming up. You know, so it's gonna be great.
Do you think Donald Trump is nervous? I heard he's giving another press conference today. He had one at 7:30 yesterday a.m. on Fox, which was a complete disaster. But then he's having another one today at 2 o'clock, I believe. Why? What's going on?
I believe that he's had about 100 diaper changes since, you know. I believe he's at least 100. I don't know. I could be, you know, undermining that number. It could be many, many more than that. But I will say this. He basically is just done for, man. He's
on his heels. He doesn't have people out there knocking on doors. There's not a lot of commercials is what I'm hearing. And it seems like it looks like he's throwing in the towel.
Yeah, well, he needs to. He needs to just hang it up, give it up, gigs up.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't grifted enough. I think MAGA, y'all should be like, ashamed of yourself still hanging on to this loser. You can't see how much of a loser he is?
Yeah.
I mean, he's compared a couple of different venues now.
Yeah.
Right? Where they in the same venue, Kamala has 10,000, 15,000, and he has
a sprinkle. Yeah, a sprinkle of it. It's a sprinkle of it, right?
Nobody want to show, and then they walk out in the middle of him speaking. You know what I mean? So it's like crazy. But anyway, I heard my bell, Zeus. Thank you for having me up, and welcome back, sweetheart. Mwah.
All right, welcome back, and no problem.
Coming up too. So.
Oh Lord, are you gonna go? See, you didn't let the cat out of the bag, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to the beautiful Miss Boss Diva. All right, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, we are cooking with Crisco around here. A lot of the Trump supporters, they don't really have anything, I would say, to point out in terms of why Kamala Harris or Tim Walz are not great candidates. I haven't heard a single thing that I think actually makes sense. All right, I haven't. All right, good morning, Miss Jack. How are you doing? All right, how are you doing?
Hey,
this is Jack. How are you doing? Good morning.
Good morning to you. I didn't want to come up behind Moose, so I'm glad Boss Diva did because Moose was cooking.
Yes. He was cooking all right, right?
The nerve of them to ask what she's done. But can't none of them tell you what Mike Pence did.
Nope.
They couldn't run down a single solitary thing Mike Pence did, but we don't ask them that because we know they don't know. They don't care.
Or they don't even know what Trump is going to do.
No, You know what I wish would have happened yesterday?
What's that?
I wish Secret Service would have jumped J.D. Vance on that doggone tarmac for approaching and accosting my doggone vice president. Don't you ever forget this lady is still the freaking vice president of the United States, and they let this man get this close to her. They didn't know what his intentions were.
Right.
I don't care if he's one of the vice presidential candidates, so that quote unquote makes him safe. You let this man walk up on her.
Yeah.
That ain't how stuff works.
I mean, and the
Try to-
audacity. He thinks it's an entitlement personality, a mindset, right? He believes he's entitled to violate her space like that. Ain't that
He's trying
something?
to intimidate her, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
intimidation is going to backfire, just like the rest of this slander campaign that they are on right now, because the fear is so strong that she's up in the polls and they stooping lower and lower because they're panicking and they're terrified that we're going to win. So they're back up. They always fall back on insults, intimidation, slander, because that's their plan.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's what happened yesterday.
And it's funny you said that that's their plan, because you would have thought they would have had an elaborate campaign, strategy to roll out to try to actually expand their base, but they don't. They don't.
They focused on us.
Yeah,
that's part of the problem. He focuses so much on making the opposite side look bad that he doesn't focus on policy. That's why none of these Trump supporters can come in here and tell you what is Donald Trump's plan for inflation and high prices and rent and all of these things. You can't tell us because he doesn't tell y'all. We have plans on our side and policies on our side. So they get mad at that. And they say, oh, she hasn't done anything. Knowing that she did plenty. They just don't want to look it up.
Yeah. Yeah, they know it, and even everything that she did, they'll ignore it and make up a lie or nasty things about Kamala Harris, as if Donald Trump was somehow some sort of church angel or something, right?
Right, because none of them are Christians. None of them are the real Christians, the ones that I feel almost sad for just a little bit.
Yeah,
the ones that used to actually have morals. They did have values until their hate overcame their faith.
Yeah. A lot of these people
threw it out the window.
Yeah, none of these Trump supporters have any values. They have no morals. They are vassals of transgressions. They are just shells of humans, and their souls have been occupied by the MAGA demon. I don't trust them.
Oh no, we shouldn't trust them, and we got to be prepared for what they're going to do when they lose, because something serious is going to happen. I hope not.
Yeah.
But they're not trustworthy.
Well, what seriously is going to happen is they're going to lose so bad this time, because Trump likes to say too big to rig. All right. It's going to be worse than the last one. The margins are going to be clear. They're going to be so clear. I've been talking to regular Americans, people who really don't know me, conservative women. I'm going to vote Kamala Harris. Why? I just think she's a better person.
Wow.
It's turning into that.
And just so you guys know, in case I used to work elections, in case you're scared, you're going to be in that booth by yourself. So vote for her real quick. If you got your husband breathing over your back, just push your little button for her and then move out the way real quick.
Yeah. They're gonna secretly vote for Kamala Harris. I already know that.
I believe that.
Yeah, and Trump knows that too. What's that?
You can't overtake the vote of a woman. We have way more women that vote for Harris and Democrats.
Yeah.
What they fail to realize, because they be so strong in trying to take things away and powerful, they forget about the real people. Women want abortion rights. They want healthcare rights. They want to be free.
Yeah.
And they keep forgetting that, and that's how they're going to fail. You have a good day, Zeus. Thank you for letting me come up.
You're welcome. You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to the beautiful Miss Jack. No lies detected. See, a lot of these MAGA men in the chat, you can just tell these are some incels. They probably haven't been on a date in decades. They're out of shape. And so the things they're saying, when you look at it, you're going, wow, when was the last time your software has been updated? You sound out of touch, MAGA. You sound very out of touch with reality. I seen a MAGA demon in my chat real quickly. Let me see if this MAGA demon is still here. Hold on. Every now and then we strike a chord, right? Truth be told. Truth be told, I sent you an invite. Why don't you get up here and put some meat on the bone, because I would hate to have to let my moderators have their way with you. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a MAGA demon in the chat named Truth Be Told. I just sent this MAGA demon an invite to get in the box. And you know my rule. If I send you an invite and you decline it, the moderators can mute you and block you. I don't really give it. Well, don't block them. Just mute them the entire live, all right? All right, looks like Truth Be Told is scared, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Truth Be Told a round of boos and shame. Uh-oh. We have another one. Zeus is all feelings and no policy. All right, all right. We got another MAGA demon in the chat. All right. Finally, we got a brave soul. All right. Finally, we got... Oh, God, you got the echo.
Yo, Zeus.
Yeah, why would you put that all in the chat like that?
Yo, Zeus, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Why would you say that in the chat?
Answer me one question.
No, I'm not going to give you the winning lottery numbers. That's not what this is about.
Okay.
I need you to get it. You get. Yeah.
We talking about. Okay.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Whose broadcast is this?
You gonna give me a chance to speak?
No,
or you just gonna talk.
I'm gonna keep running my program. Now you got into my box. I'm talking about what I want to talk about.
Okay, I see what you want.
Yeah,
you want me to talk about what you want to talk about, right?
Yeah, because you don't got nothing I want to talk about. Nothing. There's nothing. Sell me.
You came to that conclusion.
Yeah.
You sound like you afraid to answer any questions, yo.
Hey, tell us why we should vote for Donald Trump.
Okay, let me tell you.
Tell us why. Tell me why. What the heck has Donald Trump done? No.
No, I'm gonna tell you why I'm not voting for.
Oh, I didn't ask. You see, this is what I'm talking about. The simple-minded behavior.
Wait a minute. I came up to ask you a question.
I get that, but I'm changing why you came up. All right, now think on your feet. Tell us all why you're voting. Why we should vote for Donald Trump. What the hell has he done? That's so amazing,
right.
Blackjack.
All right. Okay.
Tell us what he's done.
Question.
Yeah, what has he done for you? And then the next part is, what has he done for you? Go ahead. You got 3 minutes. Let's go.
Since this is your show, I'm gonna answer your question. The reason I'm not voting for Donald Trump, you feel me? See, you didn't even know if I was coming up here to defend Kamala or not. You already jumped to a conclusion, fool.
So you came up here to attack Kamala Harris.
Oh, so you automatically assume I came up here to defend Trump. See, that's the problem with the Democratic Party.
This is what we call the dancing MAGA demon. He's dancing around everywhere. He's trying to be a target. So
your girl.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying, Blackjack.
Blackjack. Got nothing set up for the Blackjack community.
Blackjack.
Face it, you're a loser.
Blackjack.
You're a loser.
Okay.
You dead, son. You dead in this game.
So you're not voting for Trump, and you're attacking Kamala Harris, right? Did I get that straight?
Oh, of course, you got that straight.
Okay.
Made sense.
I've been saying a lot of
one of them jokers. Listen. I'm not all about that. The best.
Okay. So where do you stand? Because now that we know where you don't stand, where are you?
On policies,
where are you? Okay, which candidate are you? Which candidate are you 10 toes down?
Policy. I'm standing on reparations, yo. Your girl ain't even mentioned reparations, and none of you cats out here carrying the water for them ain't mention it either.
Hey, are you even hearing the questions that I'm asking you?
You carrying the water, yo.
Yeah.
Why don't you never talk about reparations?
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about school policies where the black people can get control?
I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get there.
We got all our women out there working. And nobody raising the kids.
Sir, listen.
This issue.
All right, I got to put you on mute, bro. Seriously. Tell us the candidate you're endorsing, all right? Blackjack, you got 3 minutes, all right? And let's keep this real simple. You talking reparations? Which one of these candidates out there are you 10 toes down that's talking reparations? Go ahead and unmute. Blackjack, unmute the microphone. Jesus Christ. You can't invite back. Come on. It says I can get. Okay. I don't know what the heck you're. Okay.
Yo.
You only got 3 minutes.
Stop muting me, son. Stop muting me.
I'll do whatever the heck I want to. Don't you get in my live and tell me what to do.
And make your
hey.
Then you're gonna sit up and make your audience think that I'm doing this on my own.
I'm gonna go ahead and mute you again. Show you who's in control, Blackjack. I'm in control, not you. That's a shame you got up here in front of all these people and tore your draws like this with Zeus. I'm actually giving you time to actually sound like an articulate and educated brother. In the entire 3 minutes, Blackjack, you've embarrassed yourself. You don't know what the heck you stand for. You know what they say, right? If you don't stand for something, Blackjack, you'll fall for anything. And as far as I'm concerned, you've fallen for the worst trick in the book. You actually believe you're intelligent. That's wild to Zeus. Here we are, down to the wire. Really only two choices in terms of who should be the president. And this knucklehead gets on TikTok, ladies and gentlemen, in front of 1,000 people or so. I'm so smart. I'm not going for any of them. I'm talking reparations. Well, you know what, brother? Let me help you out with those reparations. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give Blackjack some reparations. Join me in giving Blackjack what he deserves. He wants reparations. I'm giving it to him. A round of booze and shame. I don't care.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Hey, Blackjack, don't worry. I got more of that. If you need a little more reparation, Blackjack, send me another guest request. I'll give you some more of them booze and shame. And by the time you and I get done with this, you'll have your 40 acres and a mule. All right? And you want those reparations that bad? Zeus got it for you. All right? As far as I'm concerned, you're a dangerous voter. If you could vote, I don't know if you can, but you're a dangerous voter. You out here acting like you got solutions, and you ain't got nothing. You like one of these people, this is what we ought to do, youngster. If we want to come up in the game, you want to come up in the game, this is what we got to do. This is how he sounds to Zeus. All right, what we going to do? Well, see, what I need you to do, first of all, is I need you to go to Google and look up these terms. Listen, that's not adding up right now. I'm on a completely different type of time, champ. I'm not one of them young punks you're used to hanging with, bro. Oh my goodness, no, you aren't giving him time. Let him speak. Lee. Blackjack, you got somebody else that want to come up here and vouch for you? All right, come on up here, Lee. Ladies and gentlemen, bring Lee up here. Lee must be one of Blackjack's friends. Hey, Lee, maybe you can help us understand what Blackjack was trying to say. Lee, I sent you an invite, Lee. And you guys know my rule, right? He says, for those of you who can't read what Lee just says, he says, no, you aren't giving him time. Let him speak. Trump 2024. The only choice. Wake the heck up, demonic rats. All right. So mods, I invited Lee to get in the box, and Lee declined my invitation, which tells me Lee's a scaredy cat, right? This is one of Blackjack's deranged friends on TikTok, perhaps, that has nothing of value to contribute towards this discussion. So feel free to put him in a straitjacket, all right? Because I don't want Lee polluting my chat with his lies, right? And then in the meantime and in between time, let's do Lee like we did Blackjack, all right? Let's give Lee some reparations, all right? Join me in giving Lee some reparations, too. Another round of booze and shame! I don't care.
Silence.
Hey, Lee. Hey, Lee and Blackjack. If you don't like the way I run my broadcast, maybe you didn't hear me at the top of the show, or you didn't hear Donald Trump at the top of the show. Let me remind you how I run things over here.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Hey, good morning, Straight Facts. Sorry about that. I had to take the trash out. I'm so sorry.
That's all right, Zeus, because I got a bumpy ride for you. You've been gone. How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm all right. How are you?
All right, so you know what, Kingdom? I'm hoping y'all ready for this bumpy ride because I got some facts for y'all this morning. You ready?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I think you missed the fact that Jenna Ellis flipped. Did they tell you that Jenna Ellis flipped?
I heard. I've been monitoring that now. I saw that. Yes.
Jenna Ellis flipped. She said
Let's go. Amen.
So she actually, she helped
Adele's Corner. Thank you.
Yeah, that's right. We just waiting on her to tell on Trump so we can get him in Arizona. So it's coming, MAGA. It's coming black. Let me tell you something. I can't cuss on this platform because my brother says that his mother is watching, and we're going to respect black women at all costs.
Amen. Tell them straight facts.
You know that? So, because I'm a black woman myself, I suggest that you go to my page and go to post number 8, and that'll be talking directly to you, black. And I hope you get something out of it. Hopefully you'll come on my live and get on my platform so we can have a discussion. All right.
Oh.
Since we did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me pause that. Blackjack, what Straight Facts has just said is she needs you to get your special behind on her platform so we can iron this out. So I expect you to see there because I'll be there too. All right? Don't be running. Don't be running.
Because we cuss on my platform.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I just wanted to make sure he had no way of saying he didn't hear that invitation being offered because we don't play around with people like that. All right, let's go. All right, sorry, Straight Fact.
Come on up over here. We'll handle you up over here real handily. But listen to this. You see that look right there?
Yes, I do. I sure do. What that look say?
Looks like a yada-la mean. You feel me? Y'all know what that means when I say yada-la mean. That's town business, baby. Nothing but town business. When she told that Palestinian protester, well, if you wanted Trump to win, you could have just said that. And then, but right now, I'm speaking. Baby, I could have jumped through the jungle. And then she gave him that.
Yeah. She that laser focused look at him. That means you in trouble. You didn't know you didn't got in trouble.
That's called a black woman look. It's called a black job. The vice presidential job that she has now. The presidential job that she's gonna get in the next few months. Absolutely, Zeus. And I want to say, Moo, you redeemed yourself today because I had counted you out, baby. I had hit the block button. You wonder why you can't see Straight Facts no more? Because I blocked you.
Wow.
You up in here hollering about how bad of a job Biden did. But you know what, Zeus? I'm starting to think that was all a plot and a plan. And Joe Biden was outsmarting the masses. You remember how he outsmarted them at the State of the Union and made them say that they weren't going to cut Medi-Cal and medical and Social Security?
Yep.
Medicare, shall I say? I call it Medi-Cal because it's like
yeah.
Medicare, and he made them admit that they would. I'm not gonna, outsmarted them.
Yeah.
I believe it's just in my heart of hearts that when he went to that debate, he outsmarted them. He acted as if he was a little slower, so they can call for him to drop. So he could go ahead and pass the torch to Kamala.
Tell him. He always has an ace up his sleeve.
Joe Biden playing that chess, not checkers. You understand me? And if y'all got hoodwinked in the whole thing, that's your problem, MAGA. Because you always underestimating somebody.
Yeah.
And your underestimation cost you the election, MAGA.
Yeah.
Let me bounce back over real quick because I wanted to cover just a couple of more things because my bestie came up here and said that I had 100-point list of things that Kamala had accomplished, right?
Yeah.
Moo did an awesome job. I don't want to take anything away from Moo. Moo did an awesome job. But I wanted to make sure because Moo isn't a woman. So some things, women, we're going to touch on more, men we're going to relate with.
Got it.
Absolutely. So one of the things that I really liked that she did was they secured investment in early childhood education.
Wow.
They also extended the Child Tax Credit Act through the American Rescue Plan. Okay, that definitely is affecting me. Like Black said, all these mothers are going to work. They need somebody to watch their children. So She also launched a call to action to reduce maternal mortality and morbidity rates.
Wow.
You know, that affects what? Black women the most.
Oh.
You know that thing called systemic racism.
Yes, I do. I know all about that. But you're right. Go ahead. Keep on giving these folks the gospel.
This is specifically for black people. What she's doing for black people. You know, us people of color.
Marine, thank you.
All right. So then they made, let me see here. They made black maternal health a national priority through policy and action. If you don't believe me, you can just go ahead and take your little fingers and look it right on up because you got a smartphone in your hand. Black. If you don't know the 3 branches of the government, you could have just said that.
Bingo.
You
and
don't
black
have anywhere for us folks to go while you talking about burning down the system and collecting a Social Security check at the same doggone time.
That's what he's talking about.
Understand what is a social program, and you're running around here talking about you don't want that while you getting a excuse my language, a EBT card simultaneously.
Hypocrites. That's why I say he's a dangerous voter, because he's benefiting from the same government he's out here trying to say is the problem. He getting it, but he don't want you to get it.
Don't want you to get it, and then y'all run around here talking about immigrants coming up to Chicago. How do you think that them people migrated from the southern border up to Chicago? They were bused. They sure didn't walk. And the reason why they busting them up there is to make you delayed, simple mind people think that they're taking y'all benefits. They taking my Massa. Massa ain't gonna have no money for making it again after they give it to the migrants. They're sending the people up here so they can piss you off and make you say exactly that.
Tell them! Cook!
Having the mindset of a slave.
Ooh, great fact.
You begging Massa for a dime. You need to go get your butt up and go get a dime.
Oh!
We got black. You think this is it? You think once we integrate this system, we gonna stop talking about black liberation? Hey, black, let me tell you something real quick.
Oh, God.
If you didn't know the play, you should have just told Zeus. We would have gave you the play on the background. I wouldn't have had to come out here and do it in front of all these envelopians. Since you forced me to, I have to come on and bring these straight facts.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You cooked them. Straight facts. Oh, my God.
That's
Ladies.
the end of my monologue, baby.
Okay.
I thank you so much. I thank you, Kingdom. Thank you for all the gifts. And Zeus, I miss you.
I missed you too.
Most handsome on the Garden platform, right?
Thank you. All right. So beautiful. All right. Thank you.
Tell Cooterface to go on back and sit down somewhere, because you still don't want her.
Absolutely not.
Cooterface!
Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Straight Facts. No lies detected. Show her some love. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. Amazing. Oh yeah, Blackjack. I don't know what you did, but you came into the wrong live showing your rear end. You've torn your draws with the black community this morning, Blackjack. Your name should just be Jack, because you ain't black, all right? Hey, Blackjack, you want some more reparations? We got some. Come on in the box, all right? Let me bring up my next panelist. We going to hell today, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how y'all did this. Takesha, how you doing?
Hey, sweetie, how are you?
I'm all right. Oh my gosh, what a show!
I've been so tickled. This has been a really funny show. Listen, if I was the Secret Service when JD Vance came over there, talking about he was trying to see what plane he gonna be on next year, I would have showed him a taxi cab, because that's the only thing you gonna be in on your way back to your house, because you won't step foot on Air Force 2, baby.
Ooh, tell him.
Zeus.
Yes.
They tell me that Trump's cheeks are leaking harder than a drain that need a wash. They say he over there so scared, Zeus. They say they have to have a pooper scooper next to the bed. That's just how bad he makes it on himself. I'm so excited. We got a candidate that can actually wear different clothes to her rallies. She's not wearing the same blue dress.
Right.
Her mate's not wearing the same blue suit.
Right.
She's over there sweating that toupee and shifted 15 different ways. They had to get some extra whole Gorilla Glue just to put it in place. This is exciting, Zeus.
Hey, man, it sure is.
It's exciting.
Yes. You saw what she was wearing. She was popping in that outfit yesterday,
Listen,
right?
The woman got style.
Wow.
Have you seen the crowd size?
Oh.
They don't want to talk about. Get what somebody said this morning.
What'd they say?
We're not concerned about crowd size. Yes, y'all are. Y'all been concerned about it. But all of a sudden, you're not concerned about it. So we said, well, what about the poll numbers? Polls don't matter. Oh, Zeus.
Hey.
Zeus. When the polls start not mattering?
Hey. They don't care about the crowd size.
They don't care about the crowd. They don't care about the polls.
Lord have mercy.
What is this?
I don't know what's going on. The poll size don't matter. The crowd size, the polls don't matter now. What
It
matters?
don't even matter now.
What about the campaign donations? How's that going?
That don't matter.
Okay.
Get what they saying now.
What they saying?
What about the policies? Oh, wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. All of a sudden, it's about policies.
That's what he came up here with. They want to talk policy.
Man, I just want to roll out my bed on the floor and just let the fans start.
They all over the place.
I just want to be slapped right now.
Oh my goodness. That's funny. My stomach hurt. That was funny right there, because you're right.
When I tell you I've been laughing, I've been laughing ever since Kamala stepped up in that little spot.
Oh my God.
Know, because these people have lost their mind.
They have.
You got JD Vance.
Lord have mercy.
Nike signs on his couch.
Wow.
Just do it.
Yeah. They nothing is making any sense when you put it like that, Takesha. You have a good sense of humor. Yeah. The couch matters. The policy now matters. I mean, the poll numbers don't. The crowd sizes don't. I mean, isn't it safe to say that they know the jig is up?
Let me tell you.
They know the jig is
Donald
up.
Trump might as well get a cowboy hat and ride on the back of the Beverly Hills Billy truck with JD Vance and that couch on their way with their stuff in a moving truck. Going over there to Russia, to the president that he praised. For releasing our U.S. citizens. After our president and vice president worked so hard to negotiate that, you gave praises to Putin. Now they saying that's because you supposed to keep your enemies close. No, you don't, because the closer you got your enemies, the less they got to reach to stab you in your back.
Amen.
I never believed in that. I never believed in keep your enemies closer. You keep them as far away from you as you can, out of your reach, so they won't have easy access to you. They'll make any excuse for Donald Trump.
Tell them
you
they
praising Putin for something that you said everybody's scared of you. Well, he took them under your watch. If he was so afraid of you, he would have never took them.
Amen. Tell them,
the stuff they
Takesha.
coming up with is comical.
Yeah. No lies.
So we're going to put our chucks on and we're going to put our pearls on and we're going to keep laughing.
Yeah.
Because it's funny. And I love that picture Straight Facts put up. Because if they didn't know Kamala was black, after she gave that man that look, they ought to know now. Because that's a black woman stare, baby. Basically what she was saying is, what you better do is shut up and don't say another word.
Spot on. One last question though. Why do you think Trump is going to give this 2:00 press conference today? What do you think that's about? I mean, shouldn't he be out here on the campaign trail and actually making his case to the American people? Why hold a 2 p.m. I guess event today at Mar-a-Lago?
Because he is pressed. That's why you hold press conference, because you're pressed. I don't know what he want to say, but why do we have to why we got to keep looking at this man?
Yeah.
It's torture, and it's punishment, and it's wrong. He needs to step down. I hope that's what he finna do. Right here looking like a,
Yeah,
second.
I get you. I get you. He do need to step down because, like I said,
He's old.
He's old, 78 years old. The onset of
old.
dementia, it's frontal dementia, I believe.
But he a narcissist. He'll never accept defeat. He'll lie about it.
Mm-hmm. Tell him.
But
Tell him.
We'll see what this press conference all about.
All right, and then. Well, listen, Takesha, I appreciate you having the courage to be able to get in the box and tell the truth and shame the devil. I really do appreciate you. All right.
All right, Sugar Love.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Takesha No Lies Detective. Any of you MAGA demons in the chat need reparations? Come on in the box. Zeus is handing some out. All right. Let's move it along. All right. Good morning, Z-Pac. How are you doing, Z-Pac? Long time no see. Well, I know you've been having your lives, and they're usually a little later, but where are you at, Z-Pac? Where are you at? Where are you at? I had a couple of questions I wanted to ask you, but I guess you might be on the infamous MAGA Wi-Fi, perhaps. Okay, we'll move on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, look at the time. Look at the time. All right. Who do we have here? Good morning, real quickly. Who is this right here? Who is this right here? Good morning. Who is this? I had consectional relations. All right. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. What can I do for you this morning? How are you feeling?
I am feeling great. I'm here to tell you that I did have consectional relations.
And how does one go about getting that? Did you get it in writing? And if so, could we see the evidence of whatever the contract consisted of?
Well, I do have it in writing. I will have to fax it to you.
It's 2024. We don't use fax machines. I'm starting to question how you got it.
Well, it's a receipt. So
handwritten, or did it come from a computer? Someone actually crafted this in a machine and typed it up and then printed it out? Is that what you're saying?
I got it when I got when I purchased the recliner.
And how much did you purchase it for? Because these things they're pretty expensive.
It was from Ashley's.
Oh.
It was on sale.
Okay.
$3.99.
What color? Hey, what color is it? That's I'm big on this because I want to know if this was a DEI purchase or not. What color was it?
It was gray. It was a gray. And then I went to the Dollar Tree and got some of those.
But is this your first purchase? Is this your first time purchasing a couch? I need to know your couch history.
Yeah, me and the boys, decided to go to,
Wait a second. So this is or isn't your first couch? Is it a couch like a full size, or is this a love seat? Because
it was, it looked like.
Get it out! Come on, get it out now. I know this is. Come on, get it out now.
Kind of like a love seat, but I don't know. It was kind of a haze back then. We were, we were in college, and it was, how college days were. So.
No. This honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. You're the first person that has ever gotten into my live and talked about this consectional relations. All right, and so I don't relate to you at any capacity. But you know what really bothered me is that gray couch. Can I get back to that gray couch? Why didn't you just go for a black one?
Well, I don't know. The gray couch kind of kind of talked to me. It just had an appealing effect on me.
And you got it from Ashley. A gray couch from
Ashley's. But now I heard I was banned from all the Ashley stores.
I totally understand why. This to me it screams a lot of nasty things. It does. If there's a way to, what do you call when people discriminate against couches because of their color? What do you call that?
Racial discrimination.
I guess. I mean, I guess so. It's coming across that way. And this little agreement relations that you had, this little, as far as I'm concerned, you need to get some professional help, because you really should not be engaging in such things, to be quite honest. It screams perhaps maybe I need to get checked out.
Well, I got other issues too. I was kind of stalking, Harris and VP Harris and Walz yesterday from state to state. So I got a few other issues.
So okay. Well, here's the thing. I'm going to recommend you get some professional help. All right, because the path you're going down, I'm looking at my crystal ball. It's very dark. It's very dangerous, and it leads to jail. And you got to get out of this little addiction you got with these couches. All right, JD. I'm going to call you JD Vance, if that's okay with you. Can I call you JD? All right, JD?
Yeah, you can call me JD. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, listen, JD, your time's up on my show, all right? Get professional help, and just do America a huge favor. Lay off the Diet Cokes, because I think that's contributing to this concessional thing you got going on, all right? Okay. And it's not allowing you to pick the black couches, all right? And then, for the most part, stay away from people's couches, all right? Seriously, all right? Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got to give JD. Let's give JD. He came in the box, and I guess it was a confessional. It was a confessional. JD Vance just came into the live and admitted he had concessional relationships. All right, and I don't even want to go any further than that, but we went as far as we could. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring up my last panelist, and then I got to get up out of here. Good morning, Brother Swerve. How are you doing? Oh my gosh, look at the time.
Hey, Zeus, how you doing, brother?
Hey. I'm all right. How are you?
I've had some rough days here, man. I've had some rough days, but I'm hanging in there, brother.
All right. That's what I like to hear.
I wanted to ask, what would it take to please MAGA at this point? Because they wanted Joe Biden out, right? They pointed over abuse and claimed he was old and this, that, and the other thing. So he's out now, right? Vice President Harris is in. Now they're complaining about that.
Yeah.
They wanted Walz. We gave them Walz.
Yes.
Now they're complaining about that.
Yeah.
Trying to call his military service into question.
Right.
So what
is that something?
Yeah. What is it going to take to make MAGA happy? That's all I want to know. And if they answer that question for me, I'm gonna drop down. Can you drop me down, Zeus? I'm gonna call Mom back real quick.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, MAGA, just answer that question. What's it gonna take to make y'all happy?
All right. Good. Oh, sorry, Brother Swerving. All right. But what is it gonna take to make you happy, ladies and gentlemen? Let's give it up. Queen Flea, you said you had some good news for us. What do you got for us before we get out of here?
Thank you, Zeus.
You're welcome.
I had an email from the Department of Education and outlining the student loan forgiveness again. I never got the email before, so I got that this morning.
Oh, wow.
I know you said that we should have our facts, but I'm out here with, Zeus the rooster and all my,
that's good enough. You got the real Zeus here, so yeah, it's good. That's good.
Yeah. So when Walz becomes vice president, he opens the door for the lieutenant governor of Minnesota, who is an indigenous Native woman, to be the governor of the great state of Minnesota.
Oh, wow. Good news.
On the note of stolen valor, I was a postal worker and a teacher. When I got to almost to my 23rd year as a postal worker, I had enough. And I left my post in capable hands.
Wow.
And so I became a teacher. much like Waltz.
Right.
And going through his career, I know. And then, did you see? My friend posted it to me. The X where he's dancing, coming out. I think it was Philadelphia. He's coming out onto this kind of like a walkway into the crowd of the stadium, and he is dancing. Oh, it is so amazing!
Wow, this was yesterday. I didn't.
No, I think it was Philadelphia a couple days ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I sent it to you in DM. I think I figured that much out.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm behind on my DMs. I've been kind of away. All right, I've been behind, but I'm.
And then I need a hardcore filter, but I still walk around my yard.
Make America rage again.
My cat.
Yes, Queen Flea. Wow, looking good. Oh my God, there you go.
And yeah, make America rage again.
Yes,
and as a woman, I'm just so appreciative of all the stances that the Harris-Walz administration will do to provide the right to privacy and the rights to our own reproductive health and our ability to make our families. Yes.
Tell them. Well,
Power
listen,
to the
Queen.
people.
All right.
Live union.
All right. Well, listen, Queen, thank you so much. I do got to wrap things up.
Yes,
it was a pleasure
thank you
checking.
so much for having me up, everybody.
All right.
Power to the people.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Queen Flea. No lies detected. Adios, muchachos. All righty then. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this broadcast. You all deserve a round of applause. You survived another show. But I want to give a special thank you to all of the new subscribers, or actually all of my subscribers, all of the panelists, all of the gifters, and my moderators. You are all doing a wonderful job keeping this show exciting, educational, and entertaining. All right, one last round of boos and shame. You know exactly why we're giving these boos and shames out. These boos and shames go out to all of the Zeus haters out there. And these aren't just my haters. These are also your haters. These people get on TikTok day in and day out and spread nothing but misinformation and disinformation on behalf of Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin. They promote evil, bigotry, misogyny, xenophobia, racism, criminality, and all kinds of corruption on behalf of Donald J. Trump. Trust me when I tell you this. These folks are the worst of the worst. They truly are the scum of the earth. Let's give them our final round of boos and shame.
Silence, you MAGA.
All right, and on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. Take care. Stay safe out here in these TikTok streets. Do not do nothing I wouldn't do.
The most handsome in the kingdom.
And I really am the most handsome in the kingdom. All right, let's go. We almost got 200,000 likes.
When I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus.
What a great show, everybody! Sarah! Cecilia, I'll be back tomorrow. Same Zeus time, same Zeus channel. Miss Cam, thank you. Big E Classified. All right. Tomar, I miss you too. Tinkerbell, I miss you. O'Neill. We are back. Let's get Kamala Harris, Tim Walz into the White House. Let's go. Thank you, Tinkerbell. Thank you for the Zeus hands. Let's go. DJ Kitty Cat. Hey, if I didn't get to you today, it doesn't mean I love you any less. It means I gotta get to you tomorrow. Dark Warrior, it's your birthday. All right, tomorrow we'll try to celebrate it. Too sweetie. Hey, Maggot, it's over. I've seen all your lies. Your poll numbers are tanking. No one likes MAGA. No one. I'm talking to real people all over the country. They say we're tired of Donald Trump. We're tired of the supporters. And a lot of them, they're not even donating to Trump anymore. They're like, no, where's the money going? So we playing with my mood when I'm grooving like Zeus. Bounce. Nice to see you, lovely bounce. All right, 203,000. Look at that easy money. Yes, we.
own rules.
Let's
I'm a god, call me Zeus.
go.
I'm hotter than Hades and I'm burning down the roof. You say you wanted facts, well, I'm living
I see you, Don. Thank you, Don. Keep it
I
going.
gotta choose.
Linda, I try to be awesome, alright, but you're awesome
I
too.
make the game of rules.
So don't play me like a fool.
If you can't swim,
Harris
don't
Walls,
do it.
yes, ladies
Even
and
though
gentlemen.
I'm hot, people telling me be cool.
Audit
I'm sitting
today.
on my throne while you looking like a goose.
Kimmy.
Let loose with the truth. Yeah, grab your goose.
Stay out of Snuggles lives, Kimmy, alright? He's polluting your brain, and I know that.
Like a tooth.
Play hating on the God, boy, you're such a douche. I tried to be patient, but you had to like my fuse.
Catching all these snakes
like a mongoose.
These ladies love me, yeah.
Robin, I
I'm the
love you
one
too.
that
Let's
they
go.
choose. You know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus.
I like to act a fool
when I'm moving like
Alright,
Zeus.
Giddy, I love you too. Let's go.
When I'm moving like Zeus. You thinking that you're cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky, light you up like Zeus. I make my own rules, I'm a god, call me Zeus.
Insane asylums. You know, they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal Lecter. Okay, they say, why would you mention Hannibal
Sticky
Lecter?
fingers, Eddie.
He must be cognitive.
I see you, brother.
No.
Listen, I will.
These are real stories. Hannibal Lecter from The Silence of the Lambs is a lovely man. He wants to have you for dinner. He'd like to have you for dinner. Jack Smith. Jack Smith.
Here he comes.
Jack Smith.
You heard
Jack Smith. Jack Smith. Jack Smith. I named him Deranged Jack Smith. Jack Smith. Jack Smith. I wonder what his name used to be. Jack Smith. It sounds so innocent, doesn't it? Jack Smith. What's his name? Jack Smith. He's a very nice man.
Oh.
I wonder what his name used to be. Jack Smith. It sounds so innocent, doesn't it? Jack Smith. What's his name? Jack Smith.
All right,
Very
ladies and
nice
gentlemen, I'm
man.
out of here. Have a great rest of your morning. Stay safe out here in these TikTok streets. And don't do nothing I wouldn't do. Thank you, Zena. I'm out of here.